Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and thanks for tuning in to another how to install video on the channel. This one concerns Ancient Empires Total War. I did have a previous how to install video on Ancient Empires from like last year, I believe. That was for custom battle only, but 1 hour ago, we just got the files dropped into the Steam Workshop that now adds a playable campaign into Ancient Empires. I'm super excited for this. I've actually already recorded my first episode of the Macedon campaign, which will be coming out tomorrow, Saturday, at 10 a.m. EST. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, be sure to go and watch that video. But today we're just going to show you how to install. It's very easy to do, but there are a couple of little annoying bugs that have blocked some people's installation attempts. I've noticed in the comments that people are still having a little bit of problems, so hopefully I'll be able to sort out a couple of those for you as well. But basically what you need to do for Steam users is you just need to make sure that you own Total War Attila, obviously, and then if you go to browse the workshop, it'll probably start like this, and you just have to scroll down a little ways and hit browse the workshop, or you could look right here. It's a very recent mod. You can see Ancient Empires Public Release Beta 1.0 Part 2. So we can click on that or to browse the workshop in case in the future that doesn't end up coming up. If we type in Ancient Empires, there is going to be the older versions still there. You can see we've got Part 2, Faction Renames, User Interface, and Custom Battle Part 1. These are all the old ones. The one that you need is the Ancient Empires Model Pack Part 2. And if you look very carefully, it says, must subscribe to Part 1 to run the mod, currently unavailable. But it's just been dropped, so that'll probably be updated very soon. But just to make sure, it's by Centurion as well. He is the owner of both the mods. This Part 1 here is by ABH, so do not use that. And while we're on this topic, make sure if you did have Ancient Empires, not Age of Empires, but Ancient Empires, if you did have the older version, make sure to unsubscribe from these mods first so that they don't have any, conflicting mods that will confuse you in the mod manager as well. So all you have to do is click on Part 2 here and just hit the little subscribe button, and then what's going to happen is down on the bottom where the Steam downloads bar is, it'll just pop up saying that it's updating the workshop. And once that's finished, you just have to go over here to the required items, Part 1. Click on that, it'll open a secondary window, and just make sure you subscribe to this as well. So there's the 2 packs that you will need for it to work, Ancient Empires Main Release Part 1 and the Models Pack Part 2. And once that's finished, you are pretty much good to go. A couple of things that people have been saying or they've had issues with is that it will not drop into the data folder where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So if I just minimize Steam here, I'm going to have both of these up so that you can see it at the same time. Just move these over. So I've got my Attila on my local C drive, which most of you probably will. So for Steam users, it's local C, program files 86, Steam, Steam apps, common, Total War Attila, data. And then this is where the files will drop. You can see that they don't actually show up here, which is a problem that some people have been having. Usually they would be right at the top, like this. All you need to do for that, if this happens to you, and if you click on Attila and it loads the mod manager and you don't see it there, there's another place where you can look for it and copy and paste it into the data folder. So if you come over to this side, what you have to do is go to local C, program files 86, Steam, Steam apps, go to the workshop, content, and then I think it's the second one down here, and then sort it by date modified so that it's the most recent ones. And then you just have to start searching through. There's going to be a couple of blank folders there probably. Okay, here it is. So we've got to get pack 1. And then the next one is pack 2. So it's very, very simple. All we have to do is copy these and drop them into the data folder. And then go back to where the other one was. Where is it? There it is. Grab pack 1, throw it in there as well. And now you've got it. You've got the Master Pack 1 and the Ancient Empires Models Pack 2. So for most of you guys, this will probably drop into the data folder like normal. For me, it did. There wasn't any problems, but I've moved them out of here because there's a backup file in the workshop just to illustrate, if they aren't, how to solve that problem. But most of you guys will probably be fine with that. But that is it for that section. So now it should run perfectly. What I will say for those of you guys that are looking for an external link, because I know that everybody doesn't have Steam. Some people have the hard copy versions of the game. There is a slot here in moddb.com. If you go to the top and you start typing in Ancient Empires, there is a slot for Ancient Empires Total War for Attila. However, there are no files yet. They haven't uploaded the files to ModDB. I also checked on TotalWarCenter.net. They're also not there yet, but they eventually will. However, if you guys need some external links, I've already uploaded the 2 files to my Google Drive. So if you guys email me at CelticWarband1991@gmail.com, just say I'm looking for the Ancient Empires files, and I can just send them right to you via email. Which is I'm more than happy to do. But please email me. You can comment with your email down in the comments section, but it's much faster just to email me. And if you send me a message on YouTube, YouTube does not notify me of any messages that I get. So once a month, I'll be like, oh, I should probably check my messages. And then there's a bunch of people asking for files. But yeah, I'm pretty decent with doing that. I've got the new version of Medieval Kingdoms 1212. All of those files are uploaded to Google Drive. I've got Ancient Empires, and I think I have one more mod as well. But any mod that I can, unfortunately I can't do it with Third Age because they're not really files. It's a bunch of folders, so I can't really do that. But most of the Attila mods, I've got all on my Google Drive. So if you guys need it, just hit me up with an email, and I'll be more than happy to send that to you. But yeah, so we can go ahead and close this data folder here and open up Attila. And I'll just show you that which mods are supposed to show up there. Alright, so if we click on the mod manager. Oh yes, 1295. That's the other one I have on my Google Drive, in case you guys wanted to play that. It's basically just a campaign for Medieval Kingdoms 1212 while we wait for the actual 1212 mod to come out. But these are the ones that we need, Part 1 and Part 2. So the Ancient Empires main release and the Ancient Empires Model Pack Part 2. So for those of you guys that are wondering, if at any time these little yellow exclamation points come up, not allowing me to click it, you can see I can click Ancient Empires currently, but not this one. If that does happen, all you have to do is just enable these out-of-date mods here, and then you can see the yellow check mark goes away, or sorry, the yellow exclamation point goes away, and you are able to check them off. So just a little tidbit of information there for you. But what I'm going to go ahead is and do is click play. I've got to switch over my recording software, as many of you guys know, and we'll just load up the mod, and I'll show you a little bit about the campaign home screen. Alright guys, welcome to Ancient Empires version 1.0 beta. I am super stoked for this campaign. It was one of my top 2 that I was really looking forward to playing. Number 1 obviously was Medieval Kingdoms 1212, that campaign. However, it hasn't been released in the newest update, but now I get to play Ancient Empires, and I'm super excited for that. Like I said, it came out like an hour and a half ago, or 2 hours ago I would say now, but I've already got the first episode downloaded. That will be out tomorrow. And hoping to have a lot of fun with that. But for those of you guys that want to play, you just got to go over to the Grand Campaign here. And we've got 4 different kingdoms here, or divisions. We've got the Berber and Arabian. These are the Nabatae. So they start in the Sinai Palestinian region, just north of modern-day Saudi Arabia. And then we've got, of course, you can't have an Ancient Empires campaign without Carthage and Rome. 2 heavy, heavy nations. Ancient superpowers, really. But Rome, surprisingly, I was surprised to see that they held so much territory in Spain, whereas Carthage was mostly North Africa. But we've got the Hellenic kingdoms as well, so we've got Macedon, who's starting, obviously, in Magna Graecia. And then we have Pergamon, the Ptolemaic kingdom, so the Egyptian Greeks, and then the Seleucids. And look how powerful the Seleucids are here. Just a massive, massive nation. And finally, we've got the Eastern and Pontics. We've got the Arsacid dynasty, so these are Parthians, as you can see it listed. And then we've got the Kingdom of Armenia as well. And Armenia usually starts as a vassal of someone, so I'm assuming that these two are probably vassals of the Seleucids. And you kind of have to rise from under the oppressor, which would be really cool. But I'm just going to jump really quickly into a campaign to kind of show you guys, so we'll just jump in as Carthage. Alright guys, so you can see that the campaign map loads properly. You're looking at the campaign screen right now, and what I didn't know is that Carthage actually starts in a battle here. The campaign starts right away with the battle. Looks like we've got Hannibal over here versus Scipio, so a very iconic ancient battle between Rome and Carthage. So I'm not sure if as Rome you start the campaign in the same way starting this battle, but that's a really cool way to start the campaign. Unfortunately though, that means that I can't really show you much about the campaign, but there's been some much bigger YouTubers that have showcased this on their channels already, so I'm sure that you've seen it. I basically just wanted to prove to you that the battle actually does load. So, or the campaign does load. I'm sure the battle will load as well. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. And I will see you in the next one.